What is Eternum? That depends on you.
So real quick, your attributes, you're gonna press K. We're gonna rate it fantastic. We're gonna submit it. These are your attributes. When you press K, it's gonna open up a character menu. You have your bio right here. It's gonna show your character. It's gonna show your name. If you have any titles, it'll show up your titles. You can apply them by clicking on change and then clicking on the title, press apply. This is gonna be your company, aka your guild, your group, your homies, your side pieces, whatever you have in this area right here that you're in a group with. Whatever you join, it'll show up right here as your company. Your attributes right here, these are extremely important. These are flat out character-wide buffs. As you can see, when you put your mouse over the question mark, it's going to tell you what that attribute directly affects. Strength directly affects your warhammer, great axe, sword, and hatchet. It's a secondary attribute for the spear. So aka if you have a spear, if you're going spear sword, you want to go strength flat out, right? Because if you're using two weapons that use this, it even gives you an idea of what you want to have. Secondary attribute for spear. Now for dexterity, you have bow, rapier, spear, musket. Secondary attribute for the sword and hatchet. So because I'm going sword, I'm going to be going strength, dexterity, right? 50-50. Because that's a secondary for the sword. This is the primary for the sword. This is a primary for the spear, and this strength is a secondary for the spear. So you see how they give you hints on what you should be going depending on the weapons you're picking. Intelligence, these are for magic items. Your fire staff, your ice gauntlet. This is going to be a secondary attribute for your rapier and your musket. Not entirely sure why. I have to look more into it, but yeah. Focus is healing, life staff. So there's a third weapon. There's a weapon in this game that's a life staff. That's for healing. You just max the shit out of focus. You want to be a healer. Constitution's for tanks. It's primarily overall health. But let me tell you right now, if you just max this shit out as a tank, you might not do no damage, but you're going to be able to sit there and take damage forever. So tanks, constitution, healers, focus, magic damage, intelligence, anything else, strength, dexterity. You're going to be able to see your leveling rewards also, so what you unlock at certain levels. You click on the view leveling rewards and it'll literally tell you. Level 5, you get your second weapon in your survival camp. This camp that you get is going to be like your out of area respawn point. So like if you're going questing and there's no settlement nearby and you die, if you place your camp down before you die, you'll respawn at that camp instead of going all the way back to somewhere else. So yeah, so that's your spawn point, like a mobile spawn point. This is your duel. There's level 10, you'll unlock duels. You'll be able to duel other players. You'll unlock your first bag slot so you can increase your weight so you can carry more shit. At level 15, you unlock your first ability to purchase a house. Once again, houses are freaking awesome because they're, you know, any game with a house in it is going to be cool. You can customize your house however way you want. You can have it as a hub for players to come see your shit. You put stuff in there, like customizable stuff. You get to upgrade your camp. Your mobile camp that you have will be able to be upgraded. Your third consumable slot will be unlocked, and so on. So I'm not going to tell you every single one, but as you can see right here, just the overall 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So all the way to 60, which I believe is the final level of this game right now, is going to be giving you every 5 rewards. You're going to be unlocking something. So every 5 levels, you're going to be unlocking a reward. So that's pretty much all you need to know. Actually, let me tell you about your weapon masteries. Under character, when you press K, you're going to see your weapon masteries. You can use any weapon in this game. Now, the issue with that is that any weapon you'd use that you haven't used before is going to start at level 1. So as you can see, I have no skills for this weapon unlocked. So you have to use a weapon to unlock the skills for that weapon. The more you use it, the stronger you'll be with that weapon. My tip to anyone playing this game or going to play this game in the future, anyone on YouTube or Twitch that's watching this video, I highly suggest messing around with every single weapon until you get at least all 3 skills on each weapon, and then see which one you like the most, and then pick 2 weapons out of all of them to main, right? Because as you can see, there's a lot of skill points you have to get. So using a single weapon over and over and over is going to be like you know, your primary way to gaining a lot of damage, because all these buffs are for your weapon and or for your specific abilities for that weapon. So once again, for new players or anyone not sure what they want to do, level all your weapons to, I think it's 3 or 4, right? So level all your weapons to 4, get all 3 abilities, all the first 3 abilities on every single weapon, and then mess around with them and see which one sticks for you, and use those 2 that you've selected, because using a weapon without their abilities won't give you the right feel for if you want to play that weapon or not. Now, as you can see, every weapon has 2 different trees. On the sword and shield weapon, you can pick either sword master for damage or defender for tanking. So all you have to do is respec for free and then take those points and put them here. That's literally that simple. Sometimes, I think actually you can equip skills from both. On the alpha, you were able to press on both, so you could have some of these skills with some of these skills. There's a lot of variety in what you would want to do, so it's really up to the player. Every weapon has 2 trees. They can either go down one straight or go and pick multiple from each one, as you can see. So once again, my tip to everybody is to pick 2 weapons after you've already unlocked all 3 abilities for every weapon, so you can try them out to the fullest. Really get a feel for what their abilities do for that weapon, and then decide, once you reach all weapons to 4, then decide, okay, I liked the sword and shield more than anything else, I'm gonna go with that main weapon, and then use that weapon only along with your secondary weapon, because you're gonna be able to have 2 weapons. And for my tip also for other people is, if you're going a melee weapon for your secondary, a really good thing a lot of people were going range weapons for their secondary, right? So you can be able to attack from a distance or pull things from a distance. Tanks would sometimes do some crazy shit like go sword and shield and life staff, so they could literally heal themselves in the middle of battle while they're tanking, and they were like unkillable in the alpha. So there's a bunch of methods of playing this game you can go. There's definitely going to be metas eventually. Once people start playing the game more and figuring out what's broken, they're going to be picking, you know, crazy shit like I said, sword and shield and life staff, a tank that heals himself. You know, but once again, doing that is going to hinder you a little bit, because if you look at attributes, what I said earlier is that you can only put your points that you get from leveling up into so many, right? And you get a much better benefit. As you can see, these little circles on the bar are benefits from putting points this many in this specific one. So you get a much greater benefit by just going down a single one than you do if you were going like tank, half constitution and half focus. You would only be able to get the bar 50-50. Instead of going 100% or 75%, you know, 25%, right? So it's all going to be how good you are at managing your attributes and your weapons. So for my personal tip, another one I would suggest is going something along the lines of what you're already picking. So for example, I'm going sword and shield. I'm most likely going to go with a weapon from dexterity, because as you can see here, this is the secondary attribute for hatchet or for sword and shield. And I'll probably going strength dexterity if I do want to go down a second weapon path. If I don't want to make my second weapon strong, I'll just go full strength, or I'll go 50% strength, 50% constitution, so I have some health. So there's a lot of different methods you can do with that. Moving on to trade skill tab, there's going to be the crafting tab, or the trade skill tab is going to have your crafting, your refining, your gathering. All this is going to be a log for how much levels you have in each individual category. So weaponsmithing, when you craft weapons, I'm level 1 because I've only crafted so many. It's going to tell you at what level you unlock stuff for this specific skill. So as you can see right here, I'm currently level 1. So at level 0, I unlock all these right here. Level 15, I'll unlock the repair kit. I'll unlock 20. At level 20, I'll unlock the honing stone that repairs my weapon. Or no, that gives my weapon damage for 10 minutes. Level 25, I can make these weapons. You know, so for example, any of these skills you click on are gonna give you a specific list of items and what level you unlock their items at for that specific skill. And it even tells you performed at the smelter, right? So smelter. Let's just click on a random one. Weaving performed at the loom. Look at that, so simple. They make things in this game so easy for the player to understand. Fishing, boom, fishing pole required. this is what you unlock for every level you fish. So for any of you guys that are watching the stream right now, if you have any questions, make sure you ask. I'm more than willing to answer questions. I have pretty good knowledge about this game. I did play over around a month alpha, and I'll be playing the closed beta until it closes, and then I'll be playing the game when it releases pretty much all the time. This is what the stream is going to be about. Yeah, no, I totally understand, Torpy. It's cool. I understand. Yeah, I got my own drops from watching my own stream. I literally have my stream on my phone right now because I do that so I can have not only the extra viewer, but I can also have, like, I can see if anything goes wrong with my stream because I have my computer live stream on, but it's on performance mode, so it, like, shuts down the preview, so I can't see if anything goes wrong with my stream, but I can open my stream on my phone, and if something goes wrong, I can see it immediately. And then I can fix it, right? So, yeah, no, I got my own drop this morning for streaming 1 hour and watching myself. It literally said Theatrics gifted, or Theatrics got this drop from Theatrics stream. Like, it was so funny. But yeah, so that's gonna be the trade skill tab. Achievements, pretty simple. These are your achievements. You just go to achievements, you see your achievements. There's nothing too crazy. But yeah, that's basically it for the character tab. Your journal is going to be your quests. You're going to see your quests here. Some quests have level requirements or level recommendations. They're going to tell you right here. So it's orange because it's going to be medium difficulty for me. If it was red, it'd probably be impossible. I swallowed a fucking seed or something. But yeah, so your quests are going to be right here. Your task, what you need to do for that quest to complete it, and the rewards right here. You can unpin it or you can pin it. All pinning does is puts it on the screen for you to see it when you're in the actual like game. Like when you're open world like this, on the right side of my screen, you can see the pinned quests. You press J, you can reopen your menu. Reset, I think that resets the quest. I mean, makes sense. View and map will tell you where to go for that quest. If you are able to view it in the map, some quests will not allow you to, like this one right here does not allow me to view in map. And that's going to be your main story quest right here. If you read the little words above the actual quest itself, these will tell you what their quests are for. So main story, side quests, faction quests, and then town project quests and recipe quests. You can also see that right here. Location, main story, side quest, faction quest, town project, reset, receipts. I mean, Jesus Christ. Recipes. Map. I already explained map a million times. Once again, I'm going to explain map for anyone watching the YouTube. If I use this part in my YouTube, your map, any icon you see on your map, you're going to be able to zoom in, zoom out all the way. These are all the territories. As you can see, they're separated. When you move your mouse over one, they'll become highlighted, as you can see. So every territory has a fort and a settlement. The settlement is like the main city. The fort is going to be the PvP thing that you can go in PvP mode and attack with your faction to take over this territory, or to gain points towards taking over the territory. Once the territory is taken over, you will gain buffs for your faction. If anyone's in your faction playing in this territory, they will also receive the buffs. So there will be faction wars around the forts consistently. Different factions will be fighting for the forts. There's only 3: purple, yellow, green: Covenant, Syndicate, and Marauders. Yeah, this game does have a lot of PvP features. You don't have to if you don't want to, though. The buffs are not massive, but they are nice to have. Your territory standings is going to be your territory buffs. So as you can see, the highlighted areas, every territory has different buffs for them. They're random. You can get XP gain buffs, gathering buffs, tax decrease buffs, trade decrease buffs, storage increase buffs. You know, like your bank for that city. Banks are not game wide, they're city based. So your bank in this city is going to be different from your bank in that city. So once again, everything is going to be like individual. You need to make sure you're putting picking a city that you're going to be staying in or wherever your house is at, and making sure that city is in your faction, for one, so you can get the maximum benefit, and two, making sure that city is around has a lot of high level equipment to trade and to craft in, because some areas in the alpha, I don't know if this is still in the game right now, but in the alpha, the tables, like the stone cutting table, the wood shop, the smelter, they had tiers to them, and some cities had low tiers crafting areas, and some cities had high tier crafting areas that can craft higher tier equipment if you have that tier unlocked. So definitely make sure you do your research and look into what cities are the best to like make your main city. But once again, it's going to mainly come down to faction. Make sure your faction owns that area, or work hard in your PvP faction to actually help take over the area so you can have benefit in that area. If you click on resource locations, it'll literally tell you different areas on the map will become highlighted when you put your mouse over the thing you're looking for. So for forest, it tells me this is the forest, as you can see, etc. These are just resource locations. If you're ever wondering where to find resources, you just click on resource locations. Upcoming wars, if there's any wars, they'll come up right there. That's basically for the forts. If one of them's being contested, for example, if this is taken over by the yellow faction and the green faction is raiding it right now, I'm pretty sure that's going to show up in the upcoming wars. Objectives, pretty simple. It's just your quest. It's going to show you where they are. There's filters. You can put you on, off, on, off. Respawn on, off. Your respawn, I'm pretty sure, is going to be either your camp, or if you die, I'm not entirely sure because I haven't died yet, so I'm not entirely sure, and I haven't made my camp yet either. Your landmarks, these are going to be like specific little dungeon areas, not dungeon areas. They're going to be like just little areas you can go to that are like level intense. So like, see how this one's right here is a ship. It's going to say recommended level 3, recommended level 2, etc. So if you can turn those on and off, you don't want to see those. They're just landmarks, things that are important. I would leave it on because, once again, they're things that are important. Outposts. Your outposts. Where are some outposts in this game? Okay, your outposts are all going to be in the higher level areas. So up here is going to be the higher level areas. Your outposts are going to be, I'm most likely sure they're going to be PvP related. So if you don't do PvP, then just turn them off. You do PvP, then leave them on. Faction influence. That's for if your territory is controlled by a certain faction. I'm pretty sure you can turn it off or on if you cared to like look which territory is taken over by what faction. Company. This is going to be, once again, your guild, your homies, your girlfriends, your boyfriends, whatever you're into nowadays. Whenever you guys get to the level to unlock guilds, aka companies, you will be able to join them and look at them through here, which is G, company. Now, I will mention this. Companies are faction locked. You cannot be in the same company as someone that's in a different faction. So if you and your friends are going to be in the same company, aka guild, you guys need to make sure you coordinate that you guys are in the same faction. Aka green, marauders cannot be in a guild or a company with their friends that are syndicate, aka purple. You guys need to all be on the same color and the same company. It's extremely important to be in a company. As you can see right here, it's going to tell you what the benefits are. Your territory, government, and war. This is how you take over territories for your faction. If you want to team up and do that, you can do that through here. Only companies can declare war and siege territories to take them over. As a governor, your company earns coins through taxes and gets huge discounts on fast travel and contributes to the success of your whole faction. Once again, your company earns coins through taxes. If your faction owns a settlement area, or territory, aka those areas I was showing earlier on the map, your company will earn money through those taxes people spend crafting items in that area that aren't in your faction. So if syndicates crafting in a marauder area, syndicates are paying more taxes. Another thing is huge discounts on fast travel. Massive. That Azoth, the blue essence I was showing you earlier, is going to scale up more you use it. So the fact that you get a huge discount on fast traveling from one faction area to another is going to make owning territory a must for your company, for your faction. Contributions and contributes to the success of your whole faction. Yeah, we get that. We're really in it for the benefits, let's be honest. The other company benefits, they're not really that crazy. I think there's a shared amount of coin and a company treasury. So yeah, it's just like a guild bank, aka company bank, whatever you want to call it. Benefits of owning a territory. Here, let's click on that. So if your company, aka your faction, your company that your faction's in, if your faction owns that territory, if you're a marauder and you own a marauder, if you own marauder territory and you're playing in it, if you're in that, when you're in that territory, these do not apply to areas you don't own. So if your faction that owns A and you're questing in B, you're not going to get the benefits. Your faction needs to own A and B for you to get the faction benefits in B. So you're not going to gain benefits in different areas if you don't own, if your faction, aka your green, yellow, or purple, if one of those colors, if you're the green, you need to own the green, you need to own the areas, right? So I would highly suggest that the faction you join is a large amount of people playing in that server, and you guys are actively taking places over, so you can have the most benefit of these benefits, because these benefits are amazing. Like, look at this: government company members, right? Governing company members. So if your company is the company that took over the faction, right? I mean, took over the territory. If your company is company king, you know, if you're king company and you guys are the reason why this territory is taken over, because like I said, companies are going to be the way you take stuff over. Your faction is just what faction you're in that takes it over, but your company is what's doing the work, right? So if you're company king and you take over the fort's going to say owned by marauder faction king, company king. Your company is going to gain massive benefits. 70% discount for fast travel. 70% if your company is the one that takes over the fort and takes over the territory. That is massive. That's like free traveling, basically, to that area, to the Monarch Bluffs. 30% discount for taxes in that area. That's massive. 30% discount off. 20% discount on houses. This right here is the reason why people do the PvP, is to take over forts and stuff, just for the discount on houses. If something costs 1 million gold, you only have to pay 800,000. That's a humongous gold discount, right? And that's an exaggeration, because usually it's gonna be like a reasonable price, but that just gives you 20% discount on anything. Is amazing. Now, that's for the company. These three are just for the company that. These are extra benefits for the company that's the reason why that fort is taken over, right? That company that took over the fort is going to get these 3 extra benefits. Now, if you're just in that faction and you help, and if you just a no-lifer who doesn't PvP, and you're in that faction that takes over that area, not in the company that took it over, but the same faction, you'll still gain benefits. So there's still a definite benefit to being in the same faction as the people that are taking over places. So if you're a marauder and the Marauders number 1 company kings took over the faction, but you're not part of their company, but you're part of the faction, green marauder, then you're going to gain these automatically. 40% discount. So it's not 70%, but you're still getting 40%. Amazing. Resource containers in town, only for faction members. That is amazing. You get a resource only treasure chest. Remote storage access. That is amazing. Access to the storage from any. That's new. I think that's new, because in alpha that wasn't there. That must be new. So remote storage access from any settlement controlled by your faction. So if you're in faction A that's controlled by green, and you're in and you have items in faction, and you have items in area C that's also controlled by green, you don't need to go to C. You don't have to walk there or travel there to go there to get your items or move them around, because you have remote access as long as they're controlled by green. So that's amazing. Good luck, 50 plus 50 global luck. Global luck is interesting. I'm not entirely sure. I think that's just a lucky chance of getting rares and upgraded loot, stuff like that. 10% gathering bonus is amazing. I always say 10%. Any type of gathering bonus is amazing, because gathering in this game is key. So important to gather. And gathering means like anything you do that's not killing. So harvesting, logging, fishing, mining, anything that's not killing. Skinning. Yep. So yeah, that's the territory incentives. PvP in this game is highly highly recommended to have to like play in the PvP mode of it, because it's just so many benefits. There's a lot of good to it. There's not a lot of bad. You know, it's very minimal to die in PvP, right? There's very minimal. You're not losing much, if anything. So then you can go to all companies to kind of pick companies that are already here. But yeah, that's just the rundown of the overall menu of the game. You have your regular settings tab. You can mess with that yourselves. That'll probably be another video if I do want to go over this. And your game menu is pretty simple. Exit, game, you know, main menu, help, submit feedback, your unstuck, your respawn. Oh, in the store, real quick, I'm just going to talk about the store real quick so I can just put this in the end of my YouTube video. Featured deals is going to be like stuff that is like either new or on sale, I believe. Consumables, stuff like dyes are amazing. Everything in this game is dyeable. Your armor has different modes you can dye it, and you don't have to dye it one color. The armor has different sections of that specific armor to dye, so there's so many options to dye stuff and customize your armors. Emotes, there's only one. Emotes are pretty self-explanatory. Armor skins, they change your skin, pretty self-explanatory. Weapon skins, same. Housing items, these are items you can buy for your houses. Company crests, these are stuff for your guilds, your companies. Bundles, self-explanatory. They're going to cost these items right here called Masks of Fortune. These are going to be the purchasable items. Right now, they don't have the store set up because it's just closed beta, but you can buy them to buy cosmetic things only. For right now, it's only cosmetics. So they were very clear that they're only going to release cosmetics in the store until like a year plus more down the line. Then they'll add stuff to help new players catch up that are you know, a year, 2 years late. But yeah, unstuck, respawn, very simple things, guys, very simple things. All right, so that's gonna be the end of this video, guys. If you're watching on YouTube, I very much appreciate it. Make sure you check out my Twitch at twitch.tv/theatrics, where I'll be playing New World frequently, very frequently. This game's gonna have my heart, soul, everything I'm gonna put into this game. Very passionate about it. I'm a huge advocate for New World. I've always been since I found out about it last year. I just want to say thank you guys for watching the YouTube video. I very much appreciate it. More videos New World related soon to be released on my channel. Consider subscribing to keep up with that content. Thank you guys for watching the video, and if you liked it, leave a like and drop a comment.